Hi guys, this is Chris from Tapt-In.net. This video is just going to be a brief introduction into my website Tapt-In.net and what our aim is over the next few videos. Tapt-In.net is my website that I've developed especially for PBBG indie developers and gamers. With the site being very new, our current focal point is directed at the indie developers. Obviously the reason for that is we need developers to develop games for the gamers to play. Okay, so for those of you who don't know what a PBBG is, it's short for a persistent browser-based game. Now if you want to read more into this, you can Google PBBG and look at the Wikipedia entry. Okay, so my website offers a developer's API for the developers to use on their games. Now what the API does is it allows a developer to use the Tapt-In user database to access basic information such as usernames, etc. This means that as a developer you don't have to worry about building a sign-up form, which is going to protect is going to be protected enough against spammers and bots. You also don't have to worry about integrating some kind of forum or community medium. That's all handled on Tapt-In itself. Over the next set of videos I will be developing the future white label game for Tapt-In. Now what the white label game is a very basic PBBG game. It's not going to be graphically heavy, it's not going to do anything wonderful. It's more to be used as a set of tutorials showing you how to use the API itself and the basics of developing a PBBG. Now, once the game has reached a certain stage, the source will be released for any developer to use, and you can download it, customize it to how you want it. If you don't want to wait that long, or you prefer to follow along, then that's what these videos are going to be for, is so you can follow along at your will and you can build as I build. Now if you already have experience in PHP, MySQL, etc. and developing browser-based games, then you only really need to watch the first couple of videos, which will be introducing the API and how to integrate it into a website. So before we move on to the videos, let's just go through some of the things that we're going to be walking through during those videos. Okay, so the first thing we're going to need to do is set up a developer account on Tapt-In.net. Your developer account is basically your team. This is where you control all your games. We will now then need to set up our first game. With our first game we will receive a data key. The data key is used to access the API and record various statistics. The only statistic available at the moment will be the amount of API requests made over the last sort of 7 days for each day. Then what we'll do is we will learn what a port and reference is in regards to Tapt-In API and how to use the API to retrieve user information via this porting reference. Once we've gone through the basics of that, we will build a transfer login script. Now this script will check for any errors being sent back from the API. Obviously, if there's errors, we don't want to log a user in. Obviously, for safety's sake. Once the login script has been done, we're then going to set up a basic database to hold characters, stats, and class, as you'd normally find in a normal game. Once we've done that, we want to create the player creation screen. Now, what the player creation screen is similar to a login, except you don't have to worry about validating usernames, email addresses, etc. It is just simply allowing a user to create their character. Obviously, you can have them set their class and anything else you sort of want to let them customize for themselves. Once we've done that, we then just want to make a quick check to make sure we can, when we log out, we can then access the same character that we've just set up in the player creation screen via our porting reference again. Obviously, we need to make sure that we're not always calling up the player creation screen every time a user logs on, once they've already created their player, their character. Okay, so I'll be back shortly with more videos, and we'll start at the top with setting up a developer account, and we'll just make our way down this list, checking off all the steps as we go along. So I'll see you then.